Democracy is the idea that everybody should have a voice and a vote. But a real democracy really we should be wondering who has the right to vote.
The right to vote. But how right is it? Voting is an important part of the American political process, unfortunately.
In America, anyone can become president. You see, that's the problem. Anyone can become president. There should at least be an intelligence or a mental stability or a moral compass. There should be some type of a test before we allow anybody to run for office, let alone to vote. We have to worry about stupid people.
According to conventional lack of wisdom, every person should have an equal say in how the nation is run, because that's the fair thing to do. You know, value the opinion of a nuclear physicist the same as someone in the 14% of Americans who believes in Bigfoot. That's 44 million people.
If you think about how stupid the average person is, and then recognize that half of them are more stupid than that, my God, do we let these people vote?
Americans are dumber than ever before. The average IQ of Westerners has dropped by a staggering 14 points over the last century. We now have attention spans less than that of goldfish.
Who is Fidel Castro?
A singer?
You guys here with the March Against Monsanto event?
Actually, no, we just kind of appeared here.
Do you know what it is?
No, we don't.
Do you know what Monsanto is?
Nope, not at all.
Have you heard about Monsanto?
No.
GMOs?
No.
You have any interest in it?
No.
The problem is that intelligent people are full of doubts, and stupid ones are full of confidence. Now, we really are basing our entire system of government on an idea of letting people vote. And often people just vote because somebody else tells them that way. Is that what we really mean by fair democracy?
I guess it is fair because we all equally get screwed. Now look, I'm not an elitist. I just think millions of registered voters are mentally incapable of making rational judgments about political policy.
Republicans are fucking idiots, and Democrats are fucking idiots, and conservatives are idiots, and liberals are idiots, and anyone that makes up their mind before they hit an issue is a fucking fool, okay?
This whole idea of party voting opens us up to such levels of corruption that it's incredible. And the whole idea of the two-party system is just a whole ludicrosity to begin with. We need to have a broader base of democracy.
Our children are also becoming stupider. Since 2006, the average SAT score has fallen 20 points. In Japan, high school students are at the same educational level as Americans who hold 4-year college degrees.
Stupidity is becoming the way of life in America.
You know who agrees with me that universal suffrage is a nightmare? The entire voting public. According to a Gallup poll, 86% of Americans disapprove of the way Congress handles its job. That's how inept voters are. Ivan the Terrible probably had a better approval rating than that, and he was terrible.
Everybody's so busy wanting to be down with a gang. I'm a conservative, I'm liberal, I'm conservative. It's bullshit. Be a fucking person. Listen. Let it swirl around your head. Then form your opinion.
When they found that 95% of the accidents happen at home, most people wanted to move to be safe. You see, the stupidity abounds in the system.
So what's the fix? Well, we need to suppress the vote. Too many people have no business in the ballot box. For instance, 1 in 4 Americans thinks the sun revolves around the earth. How well do you think they understand the complexities of macroeconomics? I mean, if you aren't sure, try asking the guy next to you on the bus trimming his toenails.
Where was the Berlin Wall? What is the main religion of Israel?
Muslim?
Believe me, I don't know the answer to this question, but I'm thinking.
Okay, all right.
Israel?
I can has democracy? Yes, you can has it. Yes, you can.
No normal, decent person is one thing, okay? I got some shit I'm conservative about. I got some shit I'm liberal about. Crime, I'm conservative. Prostitution, I'm liberal.
What's happening? Is it noon already?
Some people think that evil aliens from other worlds have taken over all the leaders of this world.
Seems believable to me.
Commence bioduplication.
Well, some people say it's possible.
Our leaders act very funny sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to talk more about that.
The politics of failure have failed. We need to make them work again. Tomorrow, when you are sealed in the voting cubicle, vote for me, Senator Bob Dole.
I am looking forward to an orderly election tomorrow, which will eliminate the need for a violent bloodbath.
Yeah, it's scary to think that it's possible that the aliens...
Possibility
They're
for
nothing
that.
but hideous space reptiles. It's true. We are aliens. But what are you going to do about it? It's a two-party system. You have to vote for one of us.
He's right. This is a two-party system. He's right. This is a two-party system.
Well, I believe I'll vote for a third-party candidate.
Go ahead. Throw your vote away.
America is fixated on a two-part system, has doomed into dual-witted ignorance of issues. People vote on criteria like color of his tie or if his hair is combed correctly. Stupidity and jackass mentality are honored and fades into oblivion. The ultra-rich have prevented equal economic education, made the two-party system and media their god.
This whole idea of the party system really has taken intellect out. People don't have to think about their values or whatever. They just do things. In other words, the party tells them what to do and how to do it. And this is taking the intellect out of the voting system and bringing stupidity into the system. People no longer have to think for themselves. So they are told how to vote by their party. And this is robbing the whole idea of what democracy is really about. Democracy is supposed to be people thinking about issues, not just about people, but thinking about issues and expressing their values at the polls and getting their values considered, rather than just voting for people who are susceptible then to big money, coercion, and to corruption.
Star Wars is based on a true story. True or false? True.
Not only are we getting stupider, we're getting fatter as well. 70% of Americans are overweight, and obesity just hit an all-time high. 27.7% of the US population are obese.
Stupidity and fat really go together. And the food industry, Big Sugar and all these other different companies, are really making things designed to make people fat and stupid so that they buy more food. And there is power in stupid people in large groups.
And did you know that obesity is directly linked with stupidity? Studies show that obese people have 8% less brain tissue than people of normal weight. The areas of the brain affected by this tissue loss relate to critical thinking and long-term memory.
Even the caffeine sugared drinks are found to help make people stupid. We have an entire culture being made to make people stupid and to reward stupidity. It's a shame.
Obesity also hinders blood circulation around the brain, reducing intelligence and cognitive functioning. Eating fatty foods also has an immediate negative impact on short-term memory.
Fast food industry is indeed creating a problem. And of course it makes an awful lot of money for people. And how many pizzas do you want? Well, how many pizzas do you have? You see, we have to really wonder about a society that thinks we should be able to vote for somebody whose immigrant wife might be the new First Lady.
So the fat pride movement, now being promoted by the media and the fashion industry, is not only encouraging chronic illnesses, it's institutionalizing the acceptance of stupidity.
And let's stop encouraging clueless people to register. I'm talking to you, Rock the Vote. If you need Kesha to remind you to dictate the direction of the free world, maybe sit this election out.
Whatever.
Money and politics wouldn't even matter if you, the peasants of America, could stop acquiring your deepest held convictions from 30-second TV spots.
Can you tell me what democracy is?
No. It's crap.
What kind of shit is that?
Name one country in Europe.
I don't know.
You don't know?
The point of such an unqualified man who is completely unfit to be president, the fact that anybody is thinking about voting for him just really points out the weakness of our system.
Commercials and yard signs win elections because that's the level of information most voters require. Enough is enough. A surgeon doesn't poll everyone in the room on what should be done during an operation. I mean, at some point, we have to value the opinions of people with knowledge over people without.
When the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776, what year did they sign the Declaration of Independence and break away from England to start America?
78. I don't know.
1978?
Yeah.
1978.
Name something London is famous for.
I'm thinking pasta.
That's right. Everybody knows that the man who invented pasta was Lord John Pasteur from London. He became the idea to create pasta while he was looking at the railway map of London. Also, Ben Pasteur is placed in London. The clock of Ben Pasteur does not work with battery or power. It works with pasta.
For 2 million years of evolution, our brains grew larger, but there's been a reversal. Our brains are now physically shrinking.
Hitler was one of the people to see that he needed to tailor his propaganda to fit the intelligence level, and he needed to encourage people to become more and more stupid and react very, very quickly. And then he was voted into power.
That's why every ballot should have a remedial civics quiz at the end. For your vote to count, you need to get a D- or better. You know, the standard for American excellence.
So let's design a test to be a voter. We have to make it simple, but we have to actually address the real issues. Now, the first question, do you believe that you're qualified to vote on anything? If you don't believe you're qualified, then don't vote. If you do believe that you are qualified, then yes. And now you can proceed. What's the first question? Well, the next question would be, can you spell USA? Now, this sounds like a stupid question, but believe me, this would probably take away 10% of the people in America who would not be able to do this question.
Name a country that begins with U.
A country?
Yeah. What about this one?
What?
The United States of America.
A country that starts with a U. Utopia.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
And in case of an emergency, what's the next question? Well, the next question is, what is the number for 911?
No, operator, give me the number for 911.
Next question is, dribble a basketball move, or is it something that you do all day while watching the wall? Okay, that sounds a little stupid. Okay, I'll take that question back off. Okay, excuse me. If you have a legal guardian or a guardianship, did they fill out this test, or did you actually do it yourself? You see, a lot of people who have legal guardians should not be able to vote if they're not mentally competent. Excuse me, that makes just normal sense. Do you think that a child-killing psychopath should ever be elected? You see, that's the mistake that they made in Germany. Historians all agree that Hitler was a latent, suppressed homosexual psychopath. And he is responsible for killing 6 million Jews, and 75 million people will die in a war started by his psychopathic mind. We can't do this. Now, do you think that a bigot should ever be elected? Because if you think that a bigot should be elected, maybe you're missing the boat. I don't think our society should elect a bigot. It's bad for the world, it's bad for people, it's bad for everything. God doesn't hate fags. It turns out that God hates bigots. We really need to take a look longer at this.
But don't worry, if you're too dumb to vote, you can always run for office.
Trump's candidacy has pointed out how we cannot let stupid people run for office or really vote for office.
The ability to forge our own cultural narrative has been stolen from us. Our icons are fools. Our heroes are intellectual weaklings. Celebrities who express original thoughts are publicly shamed. Celebrities who parrot groupthink nonsense are exalted.
This is our country, our planet, our world, and we cannot let stupid decisions be made by stupid people. We really need to take a longer look at the ideas of democracy and let people vote on the issues, encourage their education, their open debate, encourage their minds, but we also have to make it sure that we just don't let the system be hijacked by stupidity, where a rich man might be able to buy the office, or a psychopath might be able to become elected and cause another tragedy like we saw before.